All right. Yeah. Ken, would you just introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit more about you, and then we go into the project.
Sure. Yeah. Kind of way we've been doing this is that I'll give you kind of a breakdown of some of the stuff, my vision, different things of that nature, and then Captain will come in on the back end and talk a little about his vision and how we come together and some of our partnerships along with the tokenomics. So we'll try to cover it all. But I think it's important that that people get to know, not just the coin and the business, but the people behind it too. So I'm going to break that down and people get to know who I am as a person. But before I do that, I want to thank the VALOR team who have been, working on the event, putting all the pieces together, bringing us to this position to be able to launch our fight. I want to thank those guys who've been doing a tremendous job. I appreciate you. Also the GREED team, with the Telegram and doing the AMAs and really getting people to understand what it is we're doing, all the support they've given us. So I want to thank the GREED team very much. Appreciate everything you guys are doing. Thank you. Also to Cap, who has been a very important piece to bringing us to really where we are now. Almost like moved us up to the front of the line because of all the relationships that they've had. They put us in a great position. We built a very strong strategic partnership. You guys heard a little bit earlier when we were talking, and we'll get into that later, but we have some pretty important pieces to our partnership, not just with GREED and VALOR, but there's other ones that Captain will tell you about a little bit later. But I also want to thank the Palace Group for hosting us, allowing us to come on here and be able to talk to you guys. And I will, and Cap will, after we're done with our introductions, answer any questions that you may have. So let me just kind of go in and tell you a little bit about myself, my vision, and how we got this business built around, VALOR. And so when I was 10 years old, I'm going to go way back. 10 years old, even before that, I was in trouble. I mean, not just in trouble, but real bad trouble. Strong arm robbery, gotten stabbed. I was locked up at the age of 10 years old. That's right, 10 years old, I was locked up. From the time I was 10 till I was 13, I was in and out of juvenile hall, boys work camps, group homes, you name it. Wasn't a good kid, always failing everything that I did. Was angry, violent. I ended up at a place called the Shamrock Boys Home, hence the last name Shamrock. Bob and Dee Dee Shamrock adopted me at the age of 18. And I don't want to jump that far ahead. I want to go back to when I first got to the home at age 13. Most people who had dealt with me at that time or knew me at that time probably thought I would be either dead or in prison, doing life in prison by the time I turned 18. Thank God that didn't happen. Things worked out. But the reason why they worked out was because my adopted mom and dad, decided that this violent and frustrated kid, if we could direct that anger into something positive, maybe, just maybe he can make something out of his life. So they put me in football and wrestling. I mean, I played all kinds of sports. I was an athlete, a natural athlete. But I excelled in football and wrestling. Tell me about it, right? I mean, here I was, this kid just had all this anger, and they're going to put a plastic helmet, plastic shoulder pads, and tell me I can hit this guy as hard as I want, as long as I don't do it after the whistle blows. I was like, okay, I can play within those rules. I mean, I hit so many people. I blindsided so many people, man. I got my frustration out. And not only did I get my frustration out, I became relevant. I mean, I was literally good at something. Here I wasn't this punk kid anymore. Now all of a sudden I had scholarships. I mean, I was going to go to college and play football. I could have gone and done wrestling. I was in the Olympic trials. I mean, it was just because they told me I could go do this. And if I just stayed within the rules, I could go ahead and destroy people. And I was like, boy, that seems weird, but okay. But I did it. So I went on to college. I played college football. I then took my skills to the professional level, where I went into pro wrestling. In Mooresville, North Carolina, within a year, I became the heavyweight champion. I then went to Japan and did a bunch of different wrestling programs up there. Eventually, I ended up at a place called the Pancrase, which is the very first mixed martial arts league. It was before UFC, before Pride, before any of them, before anybody ever heard of it. I was doing it in Japan, and this was in 89, 90, and 91. So there was nobody here to train in that kind of stuff because no one even heard of it. But they did a 2-day tournament, a 16-man tournament from fighters from all over the world's different disciplines, and I won that tournament. I became the face of Pancrase. I was their first champion, and so I had it made. I mean, like, I had money, I had fame, I had everything. I mean, I was set. But my character and my personality isn't going to be happy with just being set. I wanted to know I was the best. I wanted to keep striving to be the best and be more. And so this thing called the UFC came out in 93. And I remember looking at a sales pitch for it, a commercial for it, and guys kicking each other in the head, headbutting, elbows. And I'm like, I mean, I thought that Pancrase, the mixed martial arts there, was elite. I thought there was nothing more than that. That was it. But I saw that and I was like, oh my goodness. In my heart, in my mind, I just felt like this is a whole nother level. And so I risked it all. And I left Pancrase. I went into the UFC. Nobody knew this thing was going to be big. Nobody knew. I didn't know I was going to make any money in this thing. I did it because I thought that this was the next challenge, and I did it. And, of course, now we know it's a $10 billion company. Again, I was the face of that organization. I was the very first American champion, ground zero, if you will. And I was one of the first ones inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. Not only was I inducted in the UFC Hall of Fame, I was also inducted in the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. I was inducted into the Wrestling Hall of Fame, and I was inducted into the San Diego Hall of Fame. And Arnold Schwarzenegger actually signed my certificate, and that was pretty cool. But, you know, all because I learned how to vent that frustration into something positive. But even more than that is that I knew what was coming and what would be important and big. It was like looking at the UFC in the early days and going, if you've seen a car crash on the freeway, everyone, even if somebody that can't stand violence or can't stand blood, they're going to look. It's going to make them look. And that's what that was in the beginning. I just felt and knew these things, right, through my whole career. To get to a point when you achieve everything in the career, right, which I did. I did everything I could in the ring. But now there had to be something more. I was too young just to sit on the sidelines and watch everybody else have fun. And I always wanted, as watching other people do these promotions and me being involved in them, I always wanted to do my own event. But because of me and because of how I'm put together, I just didn't want to just put another one on and go side by side with somebody. I wanted to put one on that would be disruptive, that would be different, what people are used to seeing. But the only way I could do that was to go into my experience, the things I experienced as a fighter during that time I was in there. So I had to go back in my career and start thinking about the things that I was hearing and seeing to try to develop what we have now, which is VALOR BK, to try to develop this fight. And so when I did, I started going back and trying to think about, you know, I remember when I walked in the ring and I was taking guys down, and I would hear this, and even other fighters, if they were grappling, they'd take them down. And I would hear the crowd go, stand them up, stand them up. And it was almost like they couldn't really digest everything happening on the ground. So they wanted to stand up because that was pure. It was fighting. They could see it and they could feel that, right? And so I thought to myself, okay, we're just going to stand them up. We're going to keep them on their feet. No grappling, no clinching, keep them on their feet. And the next thing is I had to go back and think about, now, what else can I do to make it better? And there was a lot of things said from the fans besides standing them up was their view. Like, it felt like whether they're sitting on the floor or they were sitting in the stands, that they were always looking through something. Like there was never a clear vision of what they were seeing in there. Like there was always a cage in the way or turnbuckles or ropes or whatever it was, depending on where they were watching it at. And I thought to myself, because of a fighter, I understand the dynamics that go on inside there. And I thought to myself, well, just take them down. And a lot of people, when you say that, are like, well, you can't do that. I mean, they'll fall out. But you're not if you're a striker and you're standing up. So we took them down. Next thing I did was go from an experience that I had in the ring, that I literally always told myself if I could change it, I would. And I had the opportunity to do that. And that was when I went in there to fight. And most of the time when we first started out, it was bare knuckle. And you go in and you punch. And I remember guys throwing strikes at me, and I would get my head, and they would hit me in the forehead. And I'd smile at them because I knew that they hurt their hand, right? They missed the soft tissue. So I would attack them. Well, they decided that, and I kid you not, this is the honest to God truth, that they wanted to stay because guys were hurting their hands and they couldn't continue to go on in the tournament because they were breaking their hands or damaging their hands. They put a glove on them to protect the hand. And everybody keeps saying, well, I put a glove on to protect. No, it was to protect the hand. So now when I started fighting and they put gloves on guys, it was almost like when guys would throw a punch and I would get my head, I felt like that was cheating. Like, you gave this guy a piece of equipment to help him be better. And I thought, that's not fair. So we took gloves off. Not only did we take the gloves off, but we took the tape off. Nothing on the hands. God-given talent. You go in what you've been given and nothing to make you better. Just like with ropes and cages. Some people are better being able to lay back on it. Take that away. Don't give anybody advantage on anything. Keep it pure, God-given talent. And so we did that. We took it down. And I remember looking at the fights, and another experience for me when I was watching Mike Tyson fight was that it seemed like every time Mike would go in there and he'd just start unloading on guys, right? And he'd get them hurt. And the first thing we'd do is grab him, like smother him so he couldn't punch. And you're like, get him, let him fight, let him fight. And so it just goes, I was like, okay, man, we ain't going to have that. I mean, we ain't going to have guys hugging each other to keep themselves from getting hit. So we said no clinching. Now, we did our first event with these rules, and it was unbelievable. It was fast. It was VALOR BK. You want to check it out, ValorBK.com. The fights are on there. It was amazing. And one of my business partners, Maddie, who couldn't have said it any better than when he watched the fight, he said, man, that's like lightning in a bottle, because it was special. It was different. It was exactly what I was trying to get it to be, which is when you see ours, you see something completely different. And so with that being said, COVID hit. It, slowed us down. I'm not a fan of doing, events without fans in the audience. I just think it's just flat and dead. So we started to focus on other things until, wait the COVID thing out. So my business partner, Maddie, introduced Steve and Andy to me. Steve came up, all the stuff you see in the background, stuff that I accumulated over the years. I got a whole warehouse full of stuff with magazines and action figures, videotapes, footage, all kinds of stuff. And we started to look into more of the NFT stuff. And at the same time, we were also, even way before this, had gotten involved in the crypto here and there, and not really understanding at the time how the two could come together. But as we started moving in this direction, I started thinking about like, wow, there's an opportunity here to be able to go after guys like Mark Coleman or Dan Severn or Don Fry or some of the old school guys that literally helped build this business. And we go back and actually create different opportunities for them so that they can now still make incomes what they've already done. And not only that, but it was also another way for me to go, okay, I don't blame anybody for doing whatever they do, but I don't like the way when a fighter goes in and builds a company, and he's the face of that organization, and he's there for 3 to 5 years, and he builds up that fan base to where they're a $10 billion company, and then all of a sudden the company's done with him, and he's got to go. But his fan base stays. Like everything he did, he built up for that fan base. But when he's gone, they can't follow him, right? So with this crypto and these NFTs and all the things that go around this, now we can keep them involved even long after they're done fighting. And it was a way to protect the fighters. And so, that's where my business partner, Maddie, came in, whereas that we started to build a business structure around VALOR so that we can literally start making these moves to be able to do these different kinds of projects. But we didn't have an understanding of how it all worked. And while we were doing this, one of our VALOR team members introduced us to Captain. we were introduced and we started talking about the coin and started, thinking about how we can, work together. And as we were doing that, I started seeing the same things that he was doing with his artists, and being able to protect them in different ways, the way that I was trying to figure out how to do. And so when I heard what he was doing, I was like, man, that would be sweet. So that's kind of how we came together and started working, and had kind of built a strategic partnership to where, they got the musicians, we got the athletes. VALOR Sports has the athletes to where we can try to take care of all of them and protect them, even as they're fighting and long after they're done fighting. And so with that being said, I think this is a great time to bring Captain in so he can tell you a little bit about, his vision, and then a little bit about the tokenomics.
All right. Thank you, Ken. And hey, guys, this is Captain Awesome, Pete Parente. If you don't know me, I am fully doxxed all over my website. I'm the developer of Greed and Baby Dojinu, which is part of the Greed ecosystem. But I'm just going to start off because we're helping them develop with our whole, instead of them going and finding all different developers, we're working on everything with them. The token that's going to be launched is going to be there's going to be 1 million outstanding supply. I'm sorry, 1 billion in outstanding supply. It's a rewards token. Initially we were started off as a rewards token, and we're going to go to a utility token also. So I'm Greed. We also have Greed Music, and we're signing recording artists. As you guys heard earlier, Cool and Dre. If you go to our site, you'll see they're the ones that are they're producing the music or bringing other producers. They're part of Greed. So one of the things we saw though was, they wanted to keep that rewards going. We want to be able to bring in the athletes and give them tokens, and not give them tokens to sell, but lock them up with the tokens, but them still have rewards. So the way it's set up is there's a 15% tax each way. 8% of that's going to be rewarded back in BNB. 4% goes to marketing wallet, 2% to liquidity pool, and 1% is a buyback, which I'll get to what we could use that for later, because that's going to be strategically used to bring people into crypto and take care of the VALOR family. So as Ken mentioned, we haven't been out that long either. I mean, we're still just over 2 months out, but I'm a businessman. I've been in investment banking and stockbroker since 1997 when I got out of the Marine Corps as Marine Recon. So I came here to build a business. And unlike most of the people, if you guys don't know about us, that you see in BSC, I wasn't really concerned with getting people to tweet us, build this up, and build a skyscraper in the sand. We built the foundation first. So it's actually working out great for VALOR, because they're going to get to work with us with our technology. So one of the things that we found with about to start launching, which our first song we're going to be announcing in 2 weeks and launching in probably about 4 weeks via NFT and real world, is when he says protecting the artists or the musicians or any of them or the athletes, you can protect them physically. You can protect them a couple different ways. I was asked by Ted, as he mentioned, it's Cool and Dre and Ted. Ted is the business manager, and he said, hey, Cap, we can guarantee their royalties, right? And I'm like, listen, I'm not the most technical person, but I hire top tier guys. And when I went to my techs and asked them that question, they said, well, that's a fallacy. If you go to OpenSea right now, for an example, and it doesn't matter what you're minting, you mint something, if as long as it trades within the platform, you're good. So you mint your image, your music, whatever you're going to mint as your NFT. You're going to get all the money on your first sale. But if you build that 10% royalty in for life, you want to make sure you keep it. But what they don't tell you is the moment it trades off platform to one that doesn't honor the code, those royalties are gone and you lose them forever. But when I heard that, I couldn't, in any good faith, go back to recording artists and tell them, yeah, no problem. We're going to launch you as an NFT and get your royalties forever. So we had our techs build an NFT platform. It's going to be out here in the next few days, within the next week. Been working on it for a while. So once we launch, anyone can use it. It's a full marketplace, and we will be the first NFT marketplace that can guarantee you won't lose your royalties. We can whitelist it, the contract, to go to OpenSea, to go to Rarible, any of the major platforms where they will honor the code and guarantee the royalty. But if it tries to go off platform, it just won't allow it to go. It'll just make sure that they have to keep it within platform. So the other part to that I put together was, being a businessman, I understand it's not just about minting an NFT and, you know, getting it out there. I want to go after the right people. We've got recording artists. They have athletes. You know, right now I can tell you, you know, Ken's talking about, remember, Ken is, you know, bare knuckle, MMA, WWE and all that. But Valor Sports is Valor Sports, covers all sports. I mean, I can tell you right now, we're in talks and basically have Patrick Mahomes doing a collaboration with Valor Sports, a lot of other NFL, NBA athletes from all over. But, you know, one of the interesting ways we got to Patrick Mahomes wasn't going straight to him. We have someone in our group that was in the NFL. He's a financial advisor. He's friends with Patrick, but, you know, no matter what athlete or artist, if they're still active, no matter what they want to do and they say yes, they still have to go through their agent, their managers, and get permission there. So we also built out the platform to appease and appeal to the business end of it. You know, if you go to, I don't even know how many wallets you could put on an OpenSea or a Rarible, but like, I'll give you an example. I can't bring the names out yet. In 2 weeks, you'll hear who we're launching. We're launching 4 iconic names in one song. So we have 4 recording artists. We have Greed Music. We might have to add other people. So when we launch an NFT, we have to have at least 5 wallets on it. You know, if you want to bring in, if each person has, and they don't have managers anymore. These are like guys that are already established. But if they all had managers, you could be up to 8. I mean, thinking about it, if you're launching a song, there could be up to 20 people who are part of that song. Well, what do? I mean, in the traditional world, OpenSea, someone gets the wallet, they have to get it and distribute it to everyone. You know, and from personal experience, I can tell you, before I really understood what was going on, I had my MetaMask wallet on my computer. My computer got hacked. I had a lot of money transferred out. So what if that happens to the person who's handling everyone's money? Well, everyone's screwed. So we figured the best way to do this was break it down. So not only are we going to be able to guarantee royalties to everyone for life that signs on through the blockchain, but we broke it down to as many wallets and percentages as you need. And that's going to be something that appeals to also the agents and the managers, because now they don't have to handle it. And you don't have to worry about if someone loses their wallet or whatever it is, their code, someone else breaks in, they get hacked. Everyone's responsible for their own individual money. And the blockchain now handles all the business. It's less work. You don't have to have accounting. You don't have to take money in, move it out, make sure everyone's get paid. And, you know, every relationship is good until it goes bad. So you don't have to worry about what happens in the future. Everyone's taking care of it. So we did build that, which is going to be, you know, not just big for Valor, but any other artists or athletes that want to be able to work, or individuals. I mean, you might want to do a huge collaboration. Why not? Bring in 4 artists. They could work together on something and each get paid, knowing they're always going to be taken care of no matter what happens to them later. So that's one part of it, you know. And then even with the token, for example, there's a private sale now. It's launching through our Greed ecosystem. I think I put a shill sheet for Valor in there. If you go to the Greed ecosystem, click on it, you can go to the private sale. Private sale right now is 30% off of launch price. And the one thing we've done is, again, we didn't just fork. We have top tier text. We didn't just fork some other BS contract and put it out there. You know, since it's a rewards token, we don't want to deliver them to you 3 months later since they're locked up. We want to deliver them to you right away. So we wrote custom code. We did it with Greed. So for the 3-month lock, you get delivered your tokens, but we get to lock them in your wallet. Yet you're going to still receive your BNB rewards, and they're free to use as you go. So you don't have to worry about getting it sent to you. In 3 months, we unlock it. Boom, you're good to go. And actually, in our case, we unlocked it a month early. We just said, screw it, unlock it. If anyone wants out, they can get out. And, you know, a few people dropped, but most of them believe in the project. But besides that, another advantage that Valor has in working with us is we're about to release our staking platform. It's a vault. I mean, we're about money. We're not farming. So we have a vault coming out. In the vault, Valor is going to be able to stake. It's also a cross-chain staking platform. You could stake like a BSC coin. You can get out an Ethereum coin or a Polygon coin. So we've actually launching the first cross-chain staking platform as well. Has never been done before. The code's not out there. We're not going to share that on GitHub either. We're going to keep that one a little secret, but we're going to have an advantage for doing that. So the day Valor goes live, because the pre-sale is going to be February 5th, launch on the 6th. Take your coins out. You want to stake them and get Valor, it's going to be available right there. So that's another advantage. Then to the next area, you know, you guys hear all this talk, everyone, metaverse, 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 Mark Zuckerberg with Meta. Man, my group will tell you, I've been freaking out about the metaverse since May, making sure I can get some property in there, get things going. So back a few months ago, after we got our money in from our private sale, went to Decentraland. I bought 2 strategic properties, one 9-story build. The way it works is it's 6 parcels and 9 parcels, which means you could build up 6 floors or 9 floors. But it's also strategic, right next to a big pavilion, and they're both on corner lots of a road. If you guys don't know, you know, strategically, and over here or anywhere you live, when you buy real land, waterfront property is going to get you more. I mean, I'm in South Florida. If you live on the ocean, it's worth a lot more than the Everglades, and most people don't think about that. They're like, "Oh, I bought a parcel in Decentraland," but if you bought it in the middle of nowhere, it's not worth as much value when you go to resell it. So the waterfront property in Decentraland is on a road. So we got 2 corner lots there on the road right next to a pavilion. And we bought that. I forget the actual date, but I could tell you this. It was the day that Decentraland ran. I went in, I got them. I spent $130,000 on the 2 parcels. Mana was at 86 cents. An hour later, it took off. It ran 87%. And 2 days later, it was up 400%. So I have the buildings. And working with VALOR, especially when they launch their first fight, which is in the next couple months, they're going to be able to live stream it. We're building an amphitheater for concerts, but also to live stream fights. So as soon as VALOR comes out, they're already going to be able to have a bunch of utility. One's going to be the NFTs. The other's going to be live streaming in the metaverse. We're going to have wearables built there. We're going to be doing NFTs for their fighters. And as I mentioned, we've got Cool and Dre and a music label. Instead of these fighters going out and picking some other artist's song to go play as they come out, we're going to create a song for them, with our producers. And then we could also NFT that song for the fight and, you know, sell it out there as an NFT for people to collect. So that takes me around to, you know, a couple of things that we have. And when Ken talked about relationships, you know, every day I'm on the phone with someone different. I mean, we have created a strategic partnership with Wall Street Bets. I don't know if you guys know Wall Street Bets. They're the ones who basically got their community together to help GameStop and AMC. And when they were being shorted by hedge funds, they came in as a community and fought back. I mean, Robinhood stopped trading because it got so crazy. But Wall Street Bets is now getting into crypto. So they were looking for projects to work with. One of my guys, Alex, who's a go-getter, reaches out, talks to everyone. He got me on with the owner from Wall Street Bets, told him what I was doing. I met up with him, saw what I was doing, what Ken was doing with VALOR, and they're fully behind us now. And then he introduced us to TCG World. So as we're talking about metaverses, guys, you know, if you are interested in the metaverse or trying to learn about it, what I will tell you is write this down, remember it, check it out. TCG World, tcg.world. They're coming out in the next second quarter this year, second to third quarter, where if you go to Sandbox and Decentraland, that's 2D. All right. TCG World is more of this 3D 4K metaverse that's like that. I don't play Grand Theft Auto, but when I hear everyone say, "Oh, it's like Grand Theft Auto, man, it's like the coolest thing ever." Their graphics and what they have, they blow everything away. So once they launch, it's a game changer. The reason I'm telling you about that is if you go on their map, you're going to see there's huge plots of land. Like I told you, I was able to buy 2 buildings. Those 2 buildings I bought for $130,000 are worth about $500,750,000 right now. So the plot of land that they're giving us, I could put 1,000 of those buildings in there. That's how big it is. They gave Wall Street Bets, us, and VALOR each a plot that big. And on top of that, they're building them out for us with anything we could dream of. So right now what they're building is, you know, I was talking to Ken and talking to them, and it's like, man, the coolest thing about the metaverse is there's no rules. Like, what do you want to build? You could build a building or you could do something even crazier. So, you know, I don't know if Ken touched on it as much, but Ken's known for the Lion's Den. That's why when you look at VALOR Coin, you see that lion. The first fight club ever started was by Ken, the Lion's Den, the baddest one. I mean, shit, they used to kill each other there. So one of the ideas I said to him, I'm like, man, why not build a huge stone lion with a fiery mane and it's like red beaming eyes, and it's just laying on the ground with its mouth open, and that's the building. You walk in through the mouth. When you go in there, you're going to have the lion's den, the mat, the history of Ken Shamrock and everything he's done, almost like a little bit of a museum. The other thing we're building in there, we talked about, showcasing the bout circle. They've built to something different. And Ken mentioned VALORBK.com. Check it out. Check out the fights. It's nothing like you've seen. It really is so cool. And like, how do we showcase the bout circle? Man, that's like gladiator stuff. So we're sitting here talking, and it was like, why not just reproduce the Coliseum, like where the gladiators were, put the bout circle in the middle, modernize it a little bit. So that's being built as well. And then, they're going to have other areas for NFTs. And because it's all sports, I was talking to Ken about like, hey, what do you like? Let's just figure it out, try to get some ideas. And Ken, what stadium? I always forget what stadium.
It's the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, how it's like so stealth looking. It's like, imagine taking something like that, making it 5 times bigger, and putting it into the future. So we build some type of building like that, which is going to be a multiplex complex. And I say we, meaning they. It's a multiplex complex where you're going to have basketball, football, baseball, just the coolest, most futuristic athletic stadium that includes everything. And inside there, the cool thing about TCG World, too, is they can create everything to be play to earn. So, your avatars, you can go into the bout circle and you fight. You're not going to just fight anywhere else. It's going to be normal. But if you want to get in the bout circle, now you can fight. If you want to go onto the basketball court, now you can play basketball. So it's really cool what they do, because it's not just like the other, like I said, Decentraland and Sandbox, which we have our property there. We're going to market it. They're actually going to build us. TCG World's going to build us a whole amazing build out. That's going to be us, Valor, everything. And what we're going to do is try to show Decentraland just how cool our stuff is, and say, if you want to see what's really cool, go over to TCG World. So, I mean, I can tell you, even just today, I was on the phone yesterday, I had brought Ja Rule now. He's coming into TCG World right next to us to build Rule York. Caesar's Palace is coming in there. These are relationships that, because of what we've been doing, be able to connect. And we're all going to somewhat be working as a team. We're bringing in Caesar's Palace. It's a huge contract for them. It's going to be their big gaming, casino in there. And with all this, they're going to market us. We're going to market them. Because one thing we found, there's so many shit coins out there. We're trying to bring some credibility to BSC by building up real projects. Because I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was yesterday or today. Even Vitalik, I saw it on Instagram. He said straight out, because everyone calls themselves the Ethereum killer. He said straight out, BSC is the real Ethereum killer because of their fees. He knows it and he admits it. It's a great platform. It's just there's a lot of shit on it. So what we're trying to do is show everyone this is a platform that we could bring quality, and you could utilize it to really, like, guys, if we're going to sell you an NFT, I'd rather you be able to buy the NFT for $30 and pay a penny than be on Ethereum and sell you a $30 NFT and have you pay $200 in fees. People can't afford it. We have people every day buying $8 worth of our of greed, or $2, $3 worth of greed. Depending on where you live in the world, not everyone can afford to do Ethereum type trade. So it really is something great for the people. And that's why, with all this together, we've been working on it as a team to really try to bring a lot more quality to BSC. And the only way to do that is together. This way we can get rid of a lot of that other shit that comes through every day. Like, I'm not going to buy any tokens wondering if Elon's going to tweet the name of his dog tomorrow. So, I mean, I know we just threw a lot at you, but at this point, I'd say I'll turn it over to you guys for any questions you might have for either myself or Ken.
Wow, man. First off, let me just say amazing. Ken, Captain Awesome, I'm blown away. And I think a lot of people in the palace are speechless as well. You guys have most definitely done your homework. We could tell. This is a very exciting project that a lot of people are going to be jumping on. So thank you for that, the background, especially to Ken. It gave us a vision of kind of how you saw this and put it together, and how you found the pieces and it came together to work with Captain Awesome. So I'm sure you're going to have a lot of exciting questions, but you guys have been very thorough. Just off the bat, I was wondering about you said the private sale is live now. I was wondering about the hard cap for that, and then if you're going to have a pre-sale as well, and will those tokens be vested?
Yeah, so the private sale is it's a 750 BNB private sale, 3-month lock from launch. Like I said, the pre-sale, yes, it will be on February 5th. It's going to be based on a penny, so that's why we don't really know how many BNB, but it's going to be $1 million at a penny. 70% of that's going to go to the liquidity pool to start it up on PancakeSwap, and then from the private sale and the pre-sale, basically you've got about $800,000, which will go to marketing. And even though we have stuff going on in TCG world, which is great, right now they can use some of our property in Decentraland, but ultimately to market it right, and I hate to say it, it's for stature. If you want to be a big guy and a big name and be shown out there, they're going to have to buy some property in Decentraland as well. And, even though it's gone up like 400% in the last 2 months, there's still so much room to go because people are just starting to find out about the metaverse now. So a lot of it's going to go into some of their metaverse property, tech builds, and, stuff like that. Because like I said, as you see with mine, if I keep talking about what we have, we've got a GREED swap that's a multi-chain swap right now. You go to GREED swap, you can click on BSC, Ethereum, or Polygon. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because, our team knows this. They've been with me and we've explained it to them. Some of the people that are in BSC that bought into my token were pissed off that I didn't come out just hiring influencers to just pump us up when we first went in to build up quality and tech and everything else, because, the tech we're launching and the value we're bringing, once we add the marketing, it's off the chart. And, so I did forget something now. This is important because I was going to say, like, our marketing is going to come when we launch the song, because basically we have to do traditional marketing for a song, which is also going to launch the coin. Something to consider also about VALOR is, what do we hear in BSC? When marketing? Well, they got to fight. They have a 3-month marketing plan going into the fight. The fight's about to be announced. They're going to do a press release, bring it out. We just locked down the date. Once that happens, it's a 3-month go. Remember, they have a business, really. So it's not a coin that's supporting a business. It's a business that gets to promote a coin. And when they market for the fight, they're fully going to back it with the coin. I mean, it's all going to be tied in and going. And the other thing to consider is each fight, when I ask the question, how many fights are there? 15. That means there's 30 fighters. You have 30 influencers that you're not paying to market your coin. They're going to be there to fight anyway. So they basically shill their own bags. On top of that, the cool thing about fighters is they each belong to like a fight club, fight team. Some of them are nationwide, some of them are worldwide. They all get behind them too. So you basically turned your utility into a marketing arm for you. So that's something else I want you guys to consider, as you think about this for an investment.
Definitely, man. It's an amazing roadmap you guys have slated already. And then, like you said, you've been building this out for months in the past. So it's already a bullish sign without, getting there on February 5th. I do have a question from a member in the Palace. They are talking about the private sale. So noticing that it's a 50 BNB max purchase. Is there any thoughts or any plans of lowering that so more people can get in, or are you comfortable with that size?
Well, it's been open, so people could get in. One thing we've learned with even with me, it took like a month for us to load our private sale, but we did $1 million pre-sale in minutes because people in BSC aren't comfortable locking up. They may be more comfortable now that they saw that it was okay with greed, because all the people that got in, even though it's less than 2 months, the market took a shit. All the private sale people are making money. They're good. And then I can answer this other question now too, because people go, 50 BNB. What if they buy 50 BNB? They get the price and then they dump. Man, we took our we were supposed to take our lock off on the 24th. I basically said, screw it. Why wait till the 24th, man? I'm not here to hold anyone hostage. Anyone that wants out, get out. We released it almost a month early. Did it the beginning of last week. And I think we're about even. A couple people sold, a couple people bought. So, there was no dumping. People believe in these projects. So if you guys want in, get in. I mean, private sale's been going for a bit. It's just like I said, BSC people don't like locking up. It's really for the diamond hands, the holders that know they're going to stay in.
Awesome. Definitely, brother. Are you saying that anyone here in the Palace, anyone listening, has the opportunity to go right now and invest in that private sale?
Yes, instead of going pre-sale, calling it pre-sale 1, pre-sale 2, it was like private sale, pre-sale. But right now, anyone who wants to go in, the link's there. It's open. You can link up your wallet. You could buy. If you ask me offhand how much, so as soon as you go to the link, it's on that shill. I forwarded shill sheet. It's on the Greed ecosystem there. As soon as you open, you attach your wallet to it, you can see how many BNB have been sold out on it already. It shows you what it's where it's at.
Yeah, Captain, I just pinned the link for the private sale to the group. So anyone who's interested, guys, the link is pinned.
Awesome, thank you.
Beautiful, brother. Is there a minimum contribution for that?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, one of the things people for all of it that we do it for the people. I want if you got no money, the people with the smallest money, I'd like to give them the opportunity as well. And that's why I'm saying, going back to YBSC, some of our best community members are from like third world countries that really didn't have money that, I see them putting in buying $5 worth, and I wouldn't want to ever take away from them, because one of the things, we didn't just want to build this as something to protect the athletes. See, by us protecting the athletes or the recording artists, it brings us more. And what that does in turn is protect the investors. But on the other hand, by us being able to use BSC allows us to give more investors opportunity. If we launch these projects on Ethereum, there's a lot of these people that would want to invest in these countries that couldn't afford it. They wouldn't be able to afford it. And I don't think that's fair. That's why we wanted to keep it. I don't care about a minimum. If someone wants to put in $1, that could be a lot for them, and you watch them make some money.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I'm very much behind that.
For sure, man. It just adds on to what I've been taking notes and listening, how you guys are really thinking about everybody. You really just want to help, for people who might have big pockets or small pockets or come from any type of walk in life.
We're comfortable. We're comfortable with it. And I've been involved with what I've done my whole life and pretty much have smelled success, and I see things and I feel things. I just know when there's something big happening, and I just had that gift. And I think this is a great opportunity for people that may not be able to, in some cases, be able to invest because they don't have that large amount of money, and they can invest $2, $3 and then come out with a pretty good profit. Even if it's a little bit of amount, it's a lot of money to them. So I'm pretty confident that this is something that's going to take off, and it's going to be a big thing. And I personally believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Captain, but I think we're going to be changing the landscape on how people are looking at these projects.
That's what I was looking for from the beginning. I'd even like to get, honestly, if we start getting some clout here, I'd like to get over to CZ and Binance and tell them, one of the things I think he should do for any token, any coin, is everyone has to docs, give information. This way there can't be any, cut the rug pulls. Let the platform be a platform that's good for, for cheap transactions and what it is, but get rid of the rug pulls, man. Make people docs. Listen, it's like running a company. You can't go get a business license anywhere in the world or just open up a company if you don't show who you are. So why is it any different in crypto with money? The opportunity just allows people to steal. And when I hear people say, oh, but you get death threats, you get this, you get that. Listen, if you don't have the cojones to worry about any of that stuff, you don't have the cojones to run a company, a coin, or anything like that. Because you know what? Anyone can launch a coin. But what do you do after the coin? What do you do when the coin's down? If you're afraid someone's going to get on you, yell at you, and be mean to you because you're a dev and they don't like the way you launch things, you're not going to be able to run a successful coin, because it's not like Rocky said, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, especially in crypto. Everything's good till it goes bad. You truly see how good a dev or someone is when the coin's down. Everything's good when the coin's up, but what do you do when the coin's down? Do you panic or do you fix it and keep working?
100%, man. This is exactly what I'm saying when I said you guys have done your homework. Because every single thing from a marketing perspective, every single thing that you're looking at in the BSC or OpenSea, they're issues. There might be top platforms now, but they're definitely issues that a lot of people shy away from. And you guys have looked at that and you found ways to fix it. That's extremely attractive. I love how you guys are getting that done.
And the good thing that helps us, if someone just did it, like that didn't have the names behind it, it would be really hard to take it over. But, I'm kind of banking on us launching our recording artists. And if you're talking about a fight, MMA, any of this, there is no better person to represent than Ken Shamrock. I mean, the guy has fought for 30 years at the highest level. Ken, you were fighting at what, 52? You're
52
still fighting.
was my last fight. Yeah.
But you weren't like some guy in the back just trying to make money. I mean, listen, I've heard his story. When he was doing that, it's trying to help the organizations and other fighters come up. I mean, Ken fought at the highest level. Every place he's ever went to, he was a champion, man. He went over before UFC. He goes over to Japan, not knowing what the hell he's getting into. He's the champion. He goes to UFC. He's the champion. Even WWE, he's the champion. Ken has never done anything less than be the champion. So especially, he's also a badass. He's not, listen, one of the things I like about what he's done with this whole bare knuckle and the stand it up and all that is I like the UFC when I watch guys like Ken. When I watch other dudes just rolling around on the floor, rolling around, just listen, that's not fighting to me. Do what you're going to do. Go get a room. But he's a fighter. He's a brawler. He's a real deal. Not to insult any of the jiu-jitsu guys. Listen, it's a jiu-jitsu competition. But if we're going to talk about an ultimate fighter, all right, I want to know that dude, if you're going to call yourself the ultimate fighter, better be able to walk into a bar and when 10 guys come at you, fight them. If you're just going to tie up one guy on the floor, rolling around with him while the other guys kick you in the head, you're dead. So there is competitive stuff. So that's what got me with the UFC. They should have called it the Ultimate Jiu-Jitsu Licensed Regulated Challenge, because other than that, they're not all the ultimate fighters. It's an ultimate one-on-one. So this is me speaking, not Ken. Ken may think different, but I love what he did because I couldn't watch the UFC anymore. Well, the cool thing about also Valor Bare Knuckle guys, it doesn't matter if it's an undercard. Every fight you watch is awesome. Like they could be an undercard. Who watches the UFC undercards? No one. No one wants to see those. You wait for the main events. Every fight you watch in Valor Bare Knuckle, because of the way Ken set it up, is awesome. Like it's go, 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 go. Boom. That's it. Fast.
Exactly, man. And that comes from all his experience. Like you said, who better to be in this project than Ken? What you were mentioning about the bare knuckles and the grappling, taking all of that out, I could see how it really brings the excitement back. So I actually have it loaded on my laptop after this AMA. I'm definitely going to be checking out those fights on your website. It's amazing, guys, what you guys have put together. I know a lot of people in the palace are hungry and they're waiting for this type of opportunity to get in. So let's open up the floor to some of our members because I know they have some questions. So, guys, if you have any questions you want to ask Ken or Captain Awesome, definitely come up to the mic.
Yo, Ken, Captain Awesome. Hey, I don't have a question. I just have a comment that I'd like to say. One thing, I really appreciate the fact that you guys recognize that, and I'm gonna put this out here the way I look at it. We as Americans sometimes, we're kind of a little overprivileged, or North Americans, however you want to look at it. I'm glad that you guys chose to keep this on BSC because, like you said, the Ethereums and Bitcoins and stuff like that, regardless of it being kind of DeFi, it keeps a lot of people out of the game. The fact that you guys put this on BSC, like you said, there's people from third world countries. People call them names when they cash in $10, $20, $30. That's a week's pay for some of those people. You know what I'm saying? So how the hell am I gonna be mad at somebody if they cash out 10 or 20 bucks? You know what I mean? So I just want to let you guys know it's appreciated, and I'm so looking forward to this project. And look, I'm an old guy. Ken, you're only 4 years older than me, so trust me, I'm an old guy. I'm an old guy in this game. And look, I'm still in here. I'm gonna keep slugging it out with these young cats, just like you did when you were in the ring, brother. So just keep on doing what you're doing, and I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man, and it does mean a lot to hear that because same as when I was fighting. I want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity. I know that Captain has the same mentality. That's why we're able to form this strategic partnership because we truly believe that everybody, we want to have an opportunity for the guys that are at the top, guys in the middle, people that are still trying to get to the middle. We want to make sure there's opportunity for everyone.
Yeah. And I can tell you this, for making money, when Shiba, before my son, well, forgetting about my position, I was up about 500% on my position, and my 15-year-old came up to me and said, "Dad, he had worked like a catering event, made like $50, and I ate the fees for him, you know, and I got him $50 worth of Shiba. I think I just might have transferred him $50 worth of Shiba. Now, 15-year-old hustled, made his $50 worth. I covered the fees because I already had a bunch of it, gave it to him. His $50 went to $8,500 in a month on Shiba back in April. So so it's not even that some people put in a little money, like that could change someone's life. You know, like you're saying, that's what us making money is one thing, but imagine even like someone putting in 50. Who cares if they put in $5 and they made 850? Depending on where they are, that could feed their family. Other families take care of people. I mean, I get it. Some of my community members, like we'll send them a B&B here and there or whatever. It's like it's amazing. So it's not just that, but by getting them in, what most people don't think about, they're like, it's an $8 investment. Yeah, but those people are in your community that are talking so highly about you that they bring in big investors. Big investors see how much they love the project. And I mean, your smallest guy could bring you your biggest guy. You never know what happens out there. And that's the other thing. People always think, you know, big money. I can tell you this, our biggest money investors, they don't do shit. They're not out there shilling their projects. It's the people that the money matters to. So I would rather have a couple little investors that may not be the biggest amount of money, but they're going to do more for the coin than these big money guys who sit back like, oh, when's it going to go? And it's like, motherfucker, shill your bag like these dudes. You know, everyone else is working their ass off helping as a community. So there's so many different ways to look at it, but it's a positive no matter what to have the right, you know, the right angle to get that lower fee.
Amazing. Yeah, man. I'm just blown away with how well you guys have structured the project. It's I mean, outside from hosting this, definitely as an investor, it's extremely attractive compared to what you see in the BSC space. I think a lot of seasoned investors are feeling the same type of sentiment. So you guys have done a phenomenal job in building up this project. It's going to go very far. Just wondering, guys. I think you mentioned it earlier in the talk, but just to confirm. You said that the private sale, it would be the tokens are, I guess, locked for 3 months, but you still will be earning the 8% BNB rewards from day one, right?
Yes, because they're delivered to your wallet, and we had custom codes where it locks in your wallet. The only trick to that is don't buy, like we have it on the private sale. If you're gonna, whatever you buy from the private sale, if you're gonna trade later on when it comes out, don't buy into the same wallet because it knows. Right. That wallet knows to lock whatever, you know,
locks everything.
But it won't lock any of your other stuff. Just, you know, based on, but VALOR. We did the same thing with Greed. It was like, it was great because, you know, it would suck giving you guys a rewards token. You're getting 30% more, but now you're not getting the rewards until we send them to you. So I just want to, you know, that was another workaround that we did.
Yeah, honestly, that makes it more attractive to me as an investor because you see these LaunchPads, PinkCell, and others where they have tokens that they take as payment, and then they have the pre-sale, and a lot of people just dump, you know, the couple minutes or hours into the chart, but you know you're getting people who are going to be diamond-handed, and it's not like they're not getting anything in return. You're getting 30% more tokens, and you're getting this BNB dividends. I mean, you see projects that give you rewards, BNBs and whatnot, and you just see it killing the chart on top of the cells. But with this one, you know that everyone has these tokens, you know, vested for an amount of time, knowing that this project is very long term. But in the meantime, you're having a BNB come out that you can do whatever you want with it. You can reinvest, you can go into other projects. That passive income is actually the key to wealth. So I love that, man.
Yeah, this is a sweet project for diamond hands because you're going to see a lot of them want to come in and just hold.
Yeah, man. Exactly why I'm eyeing it, man. I'm definitely going to be aping into this. Awesome, guys. Any other questions? Definitely come up, guys.
Yeah, I don't really have a question. Gentlemen, thank you so much. First off, I'm a little mind blown that I'm speaking to the most dangerous men in the world right now. So first, thank you, gentlemen, for your service, you know, to our country first and foremost, and second, I appreciate your time here today, not only promoting, your project and ecosystem, but educating people on what I keep saying is passive income and utility. And I'm sure you may agree, and a number of other folks may agree. There has been a massive shift in the cryptocurrency space from just basic, regular, pointless meme projects to now, though even those projects that are still around are scraping and trying to find some kind of use case or utility to keep investors going. So thank you for, again, taking the time here and making that one of your primary focuses, or the primary focus of your project. I know Russell Simmons did something very similar to old school, rap artists, to, come out with a NFT projects to help support them. I think it was last year sometime. So again, as someone on the east side in our project doing something very similar, welcome to the crypto space, to the NFT space. Not that you need it, but we're here for you, and more than, welcome to support you any way we can. So thank you guys so much for your time. I personally appreciate it.
No, man, thank you. We appreciate you, and hopefully you get a chance to see when you come over. There's Greed, it's Valor, Baby Doji News. That was the first one I launched, part of the Greed ecosystem. That was like when you see the whole story and how it works in. But when you go amongst those communities, you're going to see a lot of the same people, and it's like a family. We've also got Pi Protocol. I don't know if you guys know Pi, but Gordon from Pi is on my team. He launches NFT.
I have Pi.
So,
I'm a Pi miner.
So Gordon from Pi is the one that's building the NFT platform custom for us. So we all work together, promote each other, help, because again, there's so many shit projects out there. People, it's funny because new people will come into our community and see us talking about some other, you can't do that in here. We're like, listen, we don't have people coming in shill projects we don't know them. But if we hear about something good, we'd rather share it with everyone. Let them know about the good stuff, because if not, they're going to leave the group, go buy some kind of rug, and be like, I just lost all my money. So yeah, we have a good group of family of even different devs, different coins, different teams that are all supporting each other. So when you guys get a chance, visit all of our groups, because you'll see a lot of the same people all in there hanging out.
Definitely,
Yeah,
we're going to be
I can testify for Meech. Meech came for an AMA yesterday with the Palace also, and they have an amazing thing going. So I'm sure you wouldn't mind, Captain, if maybe he sends you a DM to see if there's any way that they can help you also. I think all supporting each other is a good thing in the BSC. So that's cool. I just wanted to know from your end, guys. I'm sure you're gonna appeal to the North American community. North American because the UFC and all those combat sports and everything is a big deal here. But obviously we know that the crypto is international. Have you thought about any strategy to maybe go and have more eyes at the international level for your project, or not just for your project, or for what you're trying to achieve basically with Valor?
Yes, we're already in had conversations with England. We've got some thoughts with Japan because I started fighting over there. The thing that in Mexico, what we would do is that, because we're trying to create this league type atmosphere, is that we would have countries against countries, like the U.S. against England in a Valor bare knuckle contest. You'd have different weight classes. We would do something in Mexico. So those are we're already in talks with those, along with just having the regular fight nights, Friday night fights with Valor bare knuckle. So that's part of, and a big part of our project is to be international.
Amazing, awesome.
Yeah, cool. I mean, remember, Ken already is, he is known internationally as much as, like he said, he was big in Japan before the UFC. He was the guy.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Grew up watching a lot of Ken's fights, and I know a lot of
Yeah.
other people in here have been seeing some UFC fights. But it was very interesting in Ken's story, the fact that he was over there fighting in Japan before the creation of UFC. That just tells you and shows you his longevity. So it's amazing.
He was a champion. He was a champion there. Left. I mean, that's what I said. Every place he has gone, he's been the champion. We're going to be making some crypto NFT championship belts because we're going to have to give him one of those soon too.
Yep.
For sure,
That's
brother.
awesome.
You're just conquering everything you're getting into, man. I know NFT and crypto is not going to be any different for that. So appreciate you even coming on here, guys.
No,
I appreciate it. And also too, it's, you know, can't carry that strap in this crypto space without, you know, the support of people. So I want to thank you guys for, you know, hosting us and letting us come on and pitch our project.
For sure, brother. It's been a pleasure for all of us. I know we're gonna have this relationship continued. So, you know, later on when you guys have any updates you want to give the pals, you can definitely come in here freely and share with our group. A lot of us are going to be investing.
Yeah, by all means, guys. Whenever you have an update or something to share with our community ahead of the launch or after the launch, please come and you know, give us an update on how things are going, and if you have anything to share with us, by all means. I don't know if anybody else in the community has any questions before we wrap this up.
Well, and just to let you guys know, we're in very aggressively getting ready to put out a release and a press release, not only just for, you know, when we do our launch on the 5th with the coin, but also too with the Valor. We're very not close. We're pretty much ready to do it, but we're trying to figure out the best time for everything to line up to make all the announcements together. So that's going to be coming real soon. So keep your ears open because we're going to make this thing a big announcement, and first show is going to be, I mean, just it's going to be killer because it's going to have all these different options. You imagine, you know, going in with your avatar and being able to watch the fights. I mean, there's just so many exciting things that is going to come with the fight and the coin.
That's
and
exciting.
And if you can make it to South Florida, you can see the real fight and some real performances with some big names. So the fight itself, we got all ends of it going.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to see it, man. I know a lot of people are going to be checking out the bare knuckle fights on the website, like you talked about earlier. But guys, again, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an amazing AMA. Took a lot of notes, and I know we all did. So you will definitely see us investing in that private sale and the coin launch thereafter. So appreciate your time, guys.
Awesome. Thank you for having us, guys. This was awesome.
Thank you so much. Very good. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Take care, brothers.